Okay, yep.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, live from Charleston, West Virginia, to the 2023 Men's NORCECA Championship. Live on Volleyball Source, this match featuring the United States of America taking on Suriname. A matchup that, as far as my knowledge goes, has never happened before in international volleyball, and I'm sure it will produce some good moments for us here tonight as we cap off day one of group play at the North American Continental Championship. Just in time to see both teams announce their starting lineups. We'll be at first serve in just a moment. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in behind the broadcast booth. My name is Rob St. Clair. Alongside me is my Canadian very good friend, Mr. Everett DeLorme. We are Volleyball Source. You are here live in Charleston, West Virginia for the 2023 Men's NORCECA Continental Championship. All matches streaming right here on the Volleyball Source YouTube channel. United States versus Suriname. To put it lightly, Everett, this is a match of two teams at very different places in the world right now. The United States are the prohibitive favorite to win this tournament. Suriname is honestly just excited to be here, and I'm excited for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've come out in some pretty nice threads, like the jerseys.
Jerseys look great.
They got some good karma going already. And I mean, hey, we were talking to John Sparrow before the match, and he goes, we don't have any video on them. we know nothing about this team. So in the warm-up, they look pretty smooth. And we'll see how it goes, right?
And for the United States, we'll show the starting lineup in just a moment, but as we could predict, it is mostly the bench. This is as good of a roster as the USA can bring this week, but the starting seven tonight is the bench in general. So you've got Micah Ma'a, you've got Jake Haynes, Garrett Mwangatutia and Thomas Jeschke on the outsides, Taylor Averill, Jeff Jendrick in the middles, and the debut of Tim McIntosh at libero for the Senior A national team. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, this is a pretty damn good bench when you when you think about it, all things considered. So makes sense. There's a lot of volleyball play to be played for Team USA over the course of the next few weeks, up to a month, as they look to qualify for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Now, they won't be able to directly do that for this event, but it is an important step along the way.
Absolutely. World ranking points, the Continental title, momentum on the line as we lead to the Olympic qualifiers, and we're just about ready for first serve. Let's get our camera switched to camera one, please, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
All right, well, Rob, it's time to learn some new players here. Because
it's time to learn some new players. We will be very transparent with you all. We have never watched a Suriname national team game before, and here we go. We're underway. The United States in white on the near side with a beautiful start. Taylor Averill, number 19 in white, crushed on the crossbody shot. And Micah Ma'a, the American setter for this match, gets us back at the service line. Suriname in yellow and green on the far side. Perfect pass to start things off, and then, wow, look at that.
Look at there, runs a nice 31.
That is David Pinas in the middle. 29 years of age, 1.94 m, number 6 in yellow and green. Gets Suriname's first kill. Not the fastest tempo ball we've ever seen, but they got some separation, and that's a pretty good-looking swing.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Good first impression here for Suriname.
This is the Suriname captain, Kevin Sporkslade, with the serve that time, and that is Big Jake. Jake Haynes, number 9 in white, the opposite out of the Ohio State University on the left there for the USA.
Is Jake Haynes the biggest player in this tournament?
It would shock me if he wasn't. He's 6'11" on the roster, and I think that's underselling him. He towers over guys like Matt Anderson, Jeff Jendrick, and Max Holt. It's pretty crazy how big he is. Pretty good pass there against Thomas Jeschke. And the kill on the right side, number 9, the opposite, Zavanio Brainberg, with a kill through the block and down. Suriname is 2 for 2 on side outs.
Zafanio is an awesome name.
Zafanio is a great name.
Zafanio.
Very nice.
I like that. Suriname so far going toe-to-toe with the USA.
And well watched there by libero Tim McIntosh. That one goes out of bounds. Get to see Taylor Averill, one of the most electrifying social media personalities in volleyball. Just an all-around magnetizing personality.
I mean, just look at the man's hair.
Look at him.
It flows.
Just look at him.
It's what you'd have to expect from a guy who looks like that.
Oh. He forces an overpass on the chop serve, and Jeff Jendrick puts it away. Number 4 in white in the middle, the jungle cat, as they call him. 4 incredible middle blocker options on this United States roster this week. They really don't have like a starting 2. They're really like a starting 4. You can put any of them in there.
Yeah, when you were saying that, this was quote-unquote the bench, as you were saying Avril and Jendrick's name, I was like, man, they could start at any time.
Absolutely.
I mean, same could be said for Thomas Jeschke as well. We saw him have a fantastic second half of the season in the Turkish league.
That was Anthony Lee Along, number 3 in yellow in the middle, with the kill right on the right sideline that time. And so far, Suriname's offense looks perfectly good. That serve a little bit less so.
Watching them in warm-up, I was impressed by their touch on the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
When sometimes guys just got it, but many of their players got it.
It's funny to try and draw conclusions from a team from hitting lines, but seriously, like you can kind of tell the touch on the ball. I think that's well said. You either got it or you don't.
It's like going back to playing in your club days. When you're lined up against a team that you know nothing about, and you're just sitting there watching them in their warm-up. As you're peppering, you're eyeing them.
That's pretty much what's going on between these two teams.
This is Ethan Asimia serving now for Suriname and putting some decent pressure on there. But no one is home there, and I'm not entirely sure if they have the C ball in Suriname because there was no blocker at all anywhere close.
Jake, yeah, big Jake with a wide open net out of the back row. That is not a good defensive strategy from Suriname, I'll put it that way. Big Jake pretty scary, especially against no blockers. Here is Garrett Mwangatutia, number 18 in white, back to serve. Pretty good passing so far.
Yeah.
And a really good swing down the line. That's the captain, Kevin Sporkslade. 29 years of age, 1.97 m. That's like a 6'6" outside hitter. That's a nice body. And a good swing. I'm impressed so far.
This is not what I was expecting after watching Canada dismantle the Dominican Republic, and then especially for the later 2 sets, Cuba handle Puerto Rico, who are both established volleyball countries in our minds. Very impressed by the Suriname squad so far.
Yeah, it's early, but I'm impressed as well. We talked to John Sproul before this. He had no idea what to expect. We did see a very nice set by Mike Ama'a to Jeff Jendrick to put Jendrick at the service line here. 7-5. I mean, Puerto Rico started down 4-0 earlier in the first set today. Wow, another rip down the line by Kevin Sporkslade. That's 2 of those. That's 2 very impressive, legitimate swings from the Suriname captain.
Okay.
This is the setter, Lionel Mahabali, back to serve. He's to the back court. That is a beautiful cross-court swing by Thomas Jeschke. We were watching the playoffs of the Volleyball Nations League, Everett, where the USA finished 2nd, and I was blown away by Jeschke's 4-4 range.
That we saw it on full display right there. That was absolutely beautiful.
That was a slice.
As we've gone fully around now, as Ma is back to serve in the front row and
hit just out of bounds. I actually don't hate taking a swing at that.
No, not at all. It was actually kind of good. The execution wasn't quite there by Asimia, but still only 21 years of age. I mean, Leo Long in the middle is 18 at their youngest player.
That is some youth. Suriname is up and coming. Their coach said it. Not a lot you can do against that serve, though. The tail on that thing from Mike Ama'a towards the position 1 sideline is filthy.
Yeah, that was pretty gross. That was gross.
It is so fun to watch Mike Ama'a play. I've watched him in a lot of different formats, the indoor game, the grass game. Seen him play at least 3 different positions in his career. He was both a setter and a 6'2" opposite at UCLA. He's played both setter and outside hitter on the national team level in his couple-year career. So then we watched him play club at Halkbank Ankara in the Turkish League this year, setting Thomas Jeschke, setting Namir Abdelaziz. I'm not kidding. Mike Ama'a has a case as maybe the best all-around volleyball player in the world. It's possible.
Yeah, he hands down. He definitely is in that argument. I don't know if I made this up, but I feel like one year a bunch of the guys were back, and there was a bunch of the Hawaiian guys were all back on the island, and around Christmas time, and they had this King of the Court tournament amongst guys in the baby court, and I'm pretty sure from what I remember, Ma'a ended up winning. And this was back when he was still a teenager.
The kid is special. Here is Ma'a back to serve again out of the timeout. I like that change-up choice, and 2 contacts, whatever. We're going to go ahead and call that an ace. Micah Ma'a with 2 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. The out-of-system Boyd just gets the job done.
Anthony Schmeltz, number 8 in red on the far side of libero for Suriname, was the victim that time. Couldn't dive underneath that one fast enough. And now the United States separating a little bit. It's 11-6. Another good serve for Ma'a. That ball is still alive. What a kick save. Thomas Jeschke.
And I mean, they were all lined up. Everyone had seen his last 4-4 shot, and there was no one home there in the one corner.
That was beautiful. What a crazy cover, though. I mean,
that was fantastic.
When you run that middle tempo that slow, Taylor Averill is going to stuff block a lot of balls, so your defense had better be ready to cover, and they were. Overpass forced here again by the changeup of Ma'a. Pipe combination of Wangadutia.
That was just expertly run there by Ma'a. So well done. And we've seen time and time again, Wangadutia, he might be best coming out of the back row.
He's really good out of the back row. I would say he might be better there than he is on the left side, at least against 2 or 3 blockers. But Garrett, obviously having a ton of utility for this men's national team, continues to get the call year after year and really continues to produce when his name is called. Like when he gets called upon to get on the court, every VNL we've seen him. Like I remember the 2022 VNL final, how good he was coming off the bench.
Yep.
The man's a gamer.
Of course, the former UCLA Bruin, much like Ma'a and Coach Spera. Oh,
beautiful run from Ma'a to Taylor Averill. I really like that little drift. It wasn't super pronounced, but Averill jumped just enough to his left to really open up that crossbody shot.
Ma'a also did a really good job of jumping. He jumped with 1 foot with his weight a little bit back. It looked like he was able to potentially dish to the back, but stuck with the middle, and it was really, really good deception there by Ma'a.
Pretty good reception so far for Suriname, I got to be honest. I'm impressed with the way they've passed the ball, but that swing there from Ethan Asimia way over the block and out of bounds.
Yeah, he popped that one. That was a bit of a phaser. I don't think it made 1 full rotation on the way out.
I really like some of your lingo for random volleyball stuff. A phaser, being like, we would call that a spatch.
A spatch?
This side of the border, yeah.
I like phaser way better. You understand what happens. That was a great dig there by McIntosh.
Good play there from McIntosh. Wangadutia chopped over the block, deep cross court, and just out of bounds. But I've been talking up this kid, Tim McIntosh, Everett, number 6 in red.
You
the libero out of Sacred Heart. The definition of a grinder. Doesn't come from a big-name program, not a big-name prospect, but has been working his tail off on his game. Is a world-class defender, and you saw him get underneath that ball right there. Spent a couple seasons now in the training gym with the national team, and now he's starting to get the call this year. Really nice quick tempo ball from Ma'a to Haynes. No, I mean, Jake Haynes, like you were saying, might be the tallest player in the tournament, but he hits a relatively fast tempo ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's not known for his exceptional vertical, let's say. But still, he has a great arm, good shoulder, and he can hit that ball on tempo really, really well, which most guys his size can't.
Backside ball, deep cross court there from Zefanio Breinberg. Not a bad swing, but it is out of bounds, long and wide. Maybe not great hand contact, and then gets Taylor Averill a chance to work on his hybrid.
Now let's see. We know that Team USA assistant coach Javier Weber hates it when Taylor serves down the line. So let's see if that happens right here. Yep.
There it is. And he forces another overpass. This time Jendrick can't put it away, but that is a back row block.
Yeah.
Yes, Lionel Mahabali, number 11 in yellow, is a back row setter, and he was, I guess, above the level of the net as he touched that overpass swing.
If you want to head over to the Volleyball Source Instagram account, there's a clip of Taylor Averill serving the ace perfectly into the back corner at VNL and immediately turning to the bench and to look at
stare down Javier Weber.
And of course, Javier Weber, who's an Argentinian legend, has also been his coach the past 2 seasons in Olsztyn in the Polish Plus Liga. So they know each other really well. But he hates that serve, and of course, Averill loves it.
So all of a sudden, even though I wouldn't say Suriname has played bad volleyball, it is 18-8, and that is just kind of what can happen in a tournament like this. Two teams that are in completely different places in the world. The United States playing very, very clean with this particular group on the floor, and kind of magnifies any unforced error that Suriname makes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the Team USA is ranked #2 in the world for a reason.
Right.
They're one of the most dominant teams that we have in men's volleyball at this time. So any team up ahead them is in for a long night. Doesn't matter if you're Poland or Suriname, right? So I think Suriname has done a pretty good job so far at holding their own and kind of, you know, they're not embarrassing themselves out here.
Oh,
and
no,
I think
not at all.
Actually, so far they've impressed both of us.
Yeah, Ethan Asimia there with the wipe off the block of Haynes and out of bounds. It's a smart shot against a much bigger blocker. That serve is missed short.
Breinberg looks good.
Sure. I mean, those green and yellow jerseys, anyone's going to look good. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I am a fan. They're sharp for sure. Well, as soon as that left his hand, I was like, oh, that looks like it's going to get away from him.
Absolutely not a good toss there from Haynes. So Asimia back to serve. 21 years of age, 1m89 at the outside hitter spot. Ethan Asimia, #4 in yellow. Easy serve there. Jeschke's underneath it. Oh. And the drift route there from Jendrik creating some space.
Jendrik's all about the routes these days.
He is.
He's very active on social media about it. And if you're a young middle blocker at pretty much anywhere, I would suggest going to check some of it out. Maybe sign up for one of his seminars, because he does a really, really good job of creating different angles and different looks for himself.
And like explaining how they work and when to use them.
Decent pass there.
More pretty good passing from Suriname. Look at that angle.
What a swing there.
Kevin Sporkslade, the captain again, is looked pretty. I'm impressed.
Let's look this guy up on Volleyball.
Where is he on Volleyball?
He's getting to that point there. It's like this guy might have, you know. And I mean, while they are here at the NORCECA Continental Championships, yeah, no, it looks like great
good dig. Look at that play in transition.
Okay, Breinberg.
Look at that play in transition.
Who was
That's
that on the
middle.
dig? Was that 3? Yeah,
Lee along the middle.
The 18-year-old just strapping it on down the line. You gotta love it.
Dude, that was a scoop. It was right on the setter's head. That was sick. I love this. I might be rooting against my own country here. Look, Jendrik. Slick play there with the slightly underset ball.
So Sporkslade plays.
Is that what is that club there in Suriname? Is that a university maybe?
Jellico. Jellico?
No idea.
So this
is. Have to dig more into these guys' careers. I'm really curious.
Are these guys like the Wakanda of volleyball out here, just like in their own little world, getting better? Like, what's going on? Breinberg with a swing down the line that's handled nicely by Jendrik.
Ooh, Taylor. Oof. Taylor Averill is very vocal about how middles deserve to be given the chance to set the ball.
We may have to clip that one out.
This is getting clipped, Taylor. I'm very sorry, my friend. That was one where the ref already had his whistle halfway blown once Taylor put his hands up. And he was correct in doing so. That was gross. Look at the pace of that ball. Look at that feed from Micah Ma'a and a wide open net for Thomas Jeschke.
I mean, hey, they've been creating that connection since like what, February, when Jeschke joined Halkbank Ankara. That was absolutely beautiful. We've seen Jeschke with 3 very different shots so far in this game, and they've all been fantastic.
Tight pass and fisted to the floor, no problem by Jeschke.
Technically, that is a 4th. Type of Jeschke shot that we've seen.
That is add that one to the toolbox, overpass fister. Hope most of the guys at this level have probably got that one in the bag. Maha has been serving really well. Sporkslade handles that one no problem. Oh, ooh, double contact call against Maha Bali, the setter. It didn't come out great, but
it was close. Yeah. I guess it was a low pass. He wasn't really in position all that early.
Set point here in set number 1, Micah Ma'a with the honors. Who does he go after? Down the line and handled pretty well by Asimia, all things considered. And that ball is in. Oh, a diving Tim McIntosh disagrees. That ball is called in on the sideline. And we have no challenge system in place at this week's tournament. So the call of the officials on the floor, that's the law. No challenges. So
you know, I haven't seen much of Tim McIntosh yet, but I would say I think he's first team all smile.
A great vibes guy. Very nice route again. Ma'a to Averill in the middle. That will do it. 25-14. The United States takes the first set with a couple. This is going to be a fun, when we put up the baseline highlight reel of this match, there's going to be some fun stuff in there from both teams.
From both teams so far. Hey, first set, first look of Suriname here. Maybe there's not 3 tiers. As the Dominican coach said, maybe there's only 2.
So whatever it is alluding to is the coach of the Dominican Republic in the press conference yesterday kind of implied that there were 3 tiers of team at this tournament. The first tier being the United States, Cuba, and Canada, the ones playing in tournaments like VNL and seeing elite international competition all the time. He implied that the second tier was Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. And then he placed Suriname in a tier of their own. But given what the performance that we saw from the Dominican Republic earlier today against Canada,
yeah, I mean, hey.
I was chatting with Micah Christensen before this, saying that Canada set the bar pretty high and winning their match in 62 minutes. And at this rate, I don't know if the USA can win a match that fast. Then what I'm saying by that is that Suriname looks better than the Dominican Republic.
So far,
did earlier today.
You're not wrong. I would agree.
Thanks for the feedback in the chat that Yelico, sorry, is a club in Suriname.
Is it Yelico or Yell?
I'm not sure.
I guess maybe if you're in the stats. So yeah, there's some really good talent on this Suriname team.
The comments from their coach I liked. He said that they're excited to be here. Suriname volleyball is growing. They're up and coming. They're just looking for opportunities to play great competition, and asking you shall receive, getting one of the very best teams in the world in your first match in a tournament like this. It's also interesting, Everett, that for people who aren't aware where Suriname is, it is very much in continental South America. But Suriname won or placed high enough in some kind of Caribbean or Central American tournament earlier this summer to get a bid into the NORCECA region. So there's a little bit of regional crossover going on here that I was interested in.
So it's Yelico, and apparently Yelico is one of the big clubs of the world, Rob.
That is great to hear. We want to thank you all very much for watching, by the way, live on Volleyball Source. We can see your comments in the YouTube chat. We've got a whole lot of coverage coming from this tournament, including all the live matches. We've got highlight videos. We're recording every single match, and we'll be uploading those. Some of them during the tournament, some of them you'll have to wait.
Yeah.
We've got pregame, postgame shows, at least one talk show with Everett and I every day. And we're going to get plenty of interviews with really anybody who wants to talk to us, and upload those on YouTube as well. So you are in the right place. Subscribe here to the Volleyball Source YouTube channel for this entire tournament.
We might be having some new fans, so welcome. Really? We do this once in a while. Not so much streaming, but talk about volleyball.
We talk about volleyball a lot. Earlier today, we recorded a podcast from our beautiful house here in Charleston, West Virginia, where we were catching up on the rest of the Continental Championships around the world, talking about Turkey winning Eurovolley Women's, talking about Argentina winning CSV Men's, talking about the Dominican Republic winning NORCECA Women's this past weekend on Sunday, catching up with the Eurovolley Men's tournament that's going on right now. So there's a ton of volleyball that we talked about this morning. Our podcast that we do every week is called the 9x9. Give that a follow wherever you get your podcasts. We have hashtag Mazzanti out in the chat.
Oh, look at that. Mazzanti out is making its way to North America.
Good call out. Go watch the show from this morning if you want more information about that. Here we are with set number 2. The United States on the far side serving and immediately putting Suriname under pressure. Basically a free ball chance here. Jeschke again. Man, that tempo. You can tell that those guys played half a club season together this year.
I could honestly eat that for dinner. It looks so delicious. Like, goodness. That's so nice to watch.
Dude, compared to the game, when we were in Ottawa for VNL earlier this year, we saw Mike Ma'a set one match.
We saw pretty much this lineup.
Pretty close.
Against Brazil.
And it did not look nearly as good as it looks right now, regardless of opponent. Free ball chance. Oh, run the give and go. Give it back to Averill. Oh, that'll work as well. High heat from Jake Haynes.
Asimia was right there.
He was.
He was in position. Jake Haynes can bring the heat, though.
Oh,
so,
like you said, he's got a really good shoulder. Big dude with a huge shoulder, and that's about all you need. Oh, hey, Jesus. Jesus is the man. He plays for the Mexican national team. We'll see him tomorrow, but he likes to bother me in YouTube chats. Shout out to Jesus.
This is the first time I'm hearing about him. Oh, Tim
Good
McIntosh.
Dig by McIntosh. I told you, Everett, this kid can play defense. Ooh, look at that from Jake Haynes, a one-footed approach.
Oh, I loved that dig.
I like the swing.
I loved that dig.
I like the dig too.
I like that swing as well from Jake Haynes. I don't know if the hands in front of him are as high as he's used to. But yeah, good swing overall as Mahabli serves there for Suriname. Great tempo to the right side.
That ball might have been going out of bounds.
I thought so too, and I think that's what Sporkslade is saying to his libero there. Is it looked like he played that ball solidly in the red.
Yeah. That is Jason Lesbrand's number 17 in red. Suriname using two liberos. We've seen both Anthony Schmeltz and Lesbrand's both kind of going in and out, maybe using like a reception libero and a defensive libero sort of strategy. Some very good teams use that strategy. Man, this Sporkslade guy, I'm really impressed.
This dude could play in Europe,
sure,
for sure.
Ooh, he bit on that one, though. He bit on that one. What a set by Micah Ma'a.
That was beautiful.
That was
Ma'a is a magician.
That was really slick. I liked that a lot. I don't really even know who Sporkslade was jumping on. Averill was running a very different route. Here is Thomas Jeschke. Wangatutia, not great hand contact on the overpass swing, but they don't ask how. They ask how many. That is a kill. Score caught up. It is 5-1. Sorry, I was a point behind there. More pressure from Jeschke. Sporkslade on the right side, tipped over the top. McIntosh is there. Averill in transition is slowed down. Good block touch.
This one just going to be dumped over here.
Where does Ma'a go now? A quick ball to Mwangatutia, who smartly goes off the block and out of bounds.
He had so many options there. That was the full offense in motion. Just wonderful to see.
Lots of options there. And yes, we will be putting up all the baseline highlights, but we won't be putting up all of them immediately. We want to hold on to some of them for later in the year to release. And make sure you guys watch the broadcast and listen to our beautiful voices.
Honestly, too, it's just there's
not out by much.
Usually when I'm doing just the baseline highlights, like that's all I'm doing.
Right.
You know, I'm watching the second match while editing the first match's foot. You know, and it's a bit of a laborious process.
Yeah, Everett edits all the baseline highlights himself, and not only is it time consuming, we also want to save some of our content for after the tournament. But don't worry, we are recording every game. What a dig! Is that a dig kill? Oh, not quite. Man, that would have been awesome.
Fantastic move there by Lesperance. Jason, the 19-year-old.
True. Yeah, Jason Lesperance, 19-year-old kid. Here is Taylor Averill. Let me see that 5-5 serve that he so loves to talk about.
That was awesome.
Taylor.
Wait, real quick, Joshua Kamen in the chat. You said number 7. So Sporkslade is
probably their best player.
One of the best, if not the best. So if he's one of the best, who's better, and why aren't they here?
That's a great question.
Oh,
good pop there from Wangatutia against one blocker.
The Americans' ability right now to speed up their swings and hit that fast tempo set from Ma'a is really a testament to Ma'a's precision with it. Right, he's just putting it right in that zone.
He is setting, like, this is obviously he's playing with a lot more confidence compared to the Brazil game we saw earlier this summer. But even the location, the speed is just transformationally different from what we saw earlier just a couple months ago. There's another great set choice, but a pretty good read. Good play by McIntosh. Jeschke is able to run it down.
Nice little rally here. Suriname's going to get the swing.
Asimia tried to go super sharp inside the block cross court, and the top tape got in the way, but that's one of the better rallies we've seen so far.
And that's going to force their head coach to call a timeout. And you know what? That last play there by Asimia, to me, that's just a little bit of inexperience, right? He really tried to be terminal with that ball, and I understand, but it wasn't necessarily there, right? Everything leading up to it was you're in a free ball situation, you've gotten it back, you've made a couple of digs, you want to be aggressive and go get it now that you're in a position to score, but the set wasn't there. Just recycle it off the block or something better than just chucking it into the net.
I don't hate the aggressive swing. I mean, when you're playing against a team like the United States, I think it benefits you to be terminal. Maybe that's a piece of feedback he's getting. Coach Carlos Ortefelov is the head man in charge of Suriname, trying to bring his country's national team to prominence here. Actually, if I was looking it up correctly earlier, I think Coach Felov might be Cuban. I want to look that up to confirm it.
All right, Haynes getting us going back again. The USA leads 9-3.
Good pass.
Great pass.
Sporkslade is dug really nicely by McIntosh off the block touch. Mwangatutia. Oh, that defensive play can't quite be made by Schmeltz.
He was there.
Close.
His hand was just not in the position. Everyone who's ever tried to do a pancake knows your hand's got to be down. It's got to be hard. You know, you can't have any air pockets there. You're not trying to pop it. And unfortunately, I think he could have gotten a fist under it, actually.
Everett, I'm sad to say that I've never successfully pancaked a ball in my career. It's something I've always wanted to do.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. We will at some point, Rob, play a game of short court, and it will be streamed.
I'm looking forward to that.
It will be streamed. We'll make sure the mics are up loud so you can hear us trash talking.
That is such a good shot by Jake Haynes. That was absolutely in, without question.
Beautiful thumb down. And it's crazy, too, because Sporkslade saw that and moved over to cover that back line, looking almost like he was on the beach back there, covering line to line. So rare do you see two defenders on that line shot, but he had placed it perfectly.
Oh. Chop serve by Mwangatutia. I thought I heard floor contact. Yep. Yes, sure enough, a serve.
Did a great job there. Such a perfect contact and just letting that ball just do the work, really. Oh, beautiful.
It's nice that when we watch it in real life, we can look on the YouTube stream about 10 seconds later and see a replay of what we just saw.
Sorry, I know it's hard with not having any replays, but we have them at least.
We do.
Great read there by Jendrick, but Suriname's going to get another shot here.
Was he behind the attack line? No, he was not. So that rule... I know every official gets really excited when they get a chance to call this. Anthony Schmeltz there, number 8 in red, the libero for Suriname, had his feet on or in front of the attack line as he jumped to set that ball overhead. If you do that in your libero, your attacker, your teammate, cannot jump and attack that ball above the level of the net. So you got to keep your feet behind the attack line if you want to set the ball as a libero. That ball is missed short by Breinberg, the opposite. Good question, Ozzy, our buddy from Australia who has comments on our videos. We love you, by the way, Ozzy. You're the man. Where are we compared to the court? We are more or less underneath your main camera that you're looking at.
Just to the right.
We're just to the right of the main camera. This is a very good angle. Everett's taking some phone clips right now while on the headset. We're multitasking over here.
At some point, I will also be holding a camera that will be to the stream. So I will be a cameraman, and I will be commentating. Let's figure this out.
We do it all over here at Volleyball Source.
I mean, hey, we're a skinny crew, let's say.
Pretty good pressure there from Garrett. Semi will take a swing, and he's rejected by Jendrick. That ball's called out of bounds, but okay.
I do believe I do have the replay on this. Rob, let's scroll through it real quick.
That ball is in.
Oh, that was in. That was in.
And it was called in. It was overruled by the up officials.
Okay, well then good play there.
Well done by him.
It was funny. I was in Quebec City at the women's event last week, and I was talking to the university guys that were running the broadcast, and I was like, oh yeah, we're doing in West Virginia, and they're like, oh, come see our room, and like they have probably spent $500,000 on that room, and they had the full setup. And I was just like, yeah, I don't think we're not going to be running it like this. But
Suriname has a new setter in the game, by the way, Casey Fo Aman, number 12 in yellow. Good swing by Jeschke again, really utilizing the speed of the American offense.
Just love that give and go between Jeschke and Micah Ma'a. It's something you can tell they're very comfortable with.
Here is Jendrick back to serve out of Loyola Chicago. Very good low flat float serve. Good block there by Jeschke, stealing the line along with Averill. That is Mason Anakaba, the backup opposite, only 18 years of age, number 18 in yellow, who's in as part of a double substitution right now. He was the victim that time.
I have to say, I'm loving all these Suriname facts that are coming up in the chat. I'm learning so much right now.
I like it too. Free ball here. Nice set choice by Ma'a again, using the Averill back one route as a decoy to get Haynes a wide open net.
Just a great looking set by Ma'a. He's been delivering the ball absolutely beautifully tonight.
Somebody in the chat says Jeff Jendrick looks like he's hit the weights. I agree. Jeff's looking good, man.
I remember watching him play for the first time for the junior team. I think it was like in 2016, maybe 15, and he was skinny.
Love it when Chicago kids get to play for the national team. Did that ball get through the block somehow?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Sporksley did a great job just delaying that ball, letting it come over his shoulder, and he chopped it back into the block as it was disassembling.
Here is Anthony Lee Along, number 3, the 18-year-old middle blocker. Made a highlight reel defensive play in the last set. Not that time though. Can't get underneath that swing from Averill.
That's a big time swing there by Averill. He's contacting that ball just so high.
Here is Micah Ma'a to serve.
Another
Semia fights it off. Oh, wow, that actually created some offense. Amazing dig by McIntosh. But, offensive misconnect, or Averill either not ready or not in the right spot to be up and ready for that.
David Pinas just came out of absolute nowhere on that one.
Seriously.
That was incredible.
You see my boy Tim McIntosh digging balls like back there? You see it?
Tim McIntosh has impressed me. I don't know what's been more impressive tonight, Tim McIntosh or Suriname as a whole. Oh. Soon that one went up before it went down, and that was
that one's still going up. We've got the original setter opposite duo back in, so Mahabali and Breinberg for Suriname. Who's that back to serve? Jeschke?
Yeah.
20-7 lead for the United States. Pretty convincing. Breinberg takes a big rip on the left side, outside the block, and no touch. So if somebody is asking me to give Thomas Jeschke some love, you don't need to ask. I love this man, love his game, love seeing him back healthy, playing well. He's had some terrible injury luck over the past 3 or 4 years. Was amazing in the club game since joining Halkbank Ankara halfway through the year after making some money over in the Chinese league. Timeout here by Suriname, by the way. But I love Tom Jeschke, Chicago kid, National Player of the Year from Loyola Chicago, 2-time national champion. And as far as third outsides go in the scheme of world national teams, there aren't very many better.
No, I would tend to agree. I would tend to agree. I've always thought he's been maybe a little bit underrated.
I agree he's been underrated. I think people kind of forgot about him after he'd gotten hurt there a couple times. Actually, the last time I was watching Thomas Jeschke play in person was at, I think it was either the first year of VNL or the last year of World League, one or the other. I think it was VNL, maybe 2018, when Tom Jeschke was playing near home in Hoffman Estates near Chicago, where I'm also from, and I saw him come down and tear his ACL after taking a swing on the left side. That was the last time I saw him play in person. So seeing Tom here looking fantastic is really nice to see.
Another solid serve there by Jeschke.
Sporksley deep cross court. Ma'a is there, another amazing defender. And Wangatutia slaps a roll shot, gets away with a good deflection off the hands.
Pinas thought he had that one there, and he slapped at it, lands just out of bounds. Only 3 points away here from taking this set is USA with Jeschke on the line.
I think Quincy Kroydanyov, number 14, is in the middle for Suriname here. Their tallest player at 2 meters and 2.
Great pass there by Sporkslade.
Okay.
Breinberg.
There's Breinberg, the opposite, getting on top of a ball.
I thought Sporkslade did a great job. He's like doing a passing motion and shaking his head as he walks back towards the baseline there, and I thought he did a great job on that pass.
This is a guy, like you can kind of clearly tell that Sporkslade is a guy that really has game and holds himself to a pretty high standard. Oh, that's too bad. I thought that ball was rescued for a moment, but it turned out that Mahabali was the setter, was over the center line.
He's apparently not even the best player in Suriname, as that award goes to Gino Nardin, who,
he was playing in
he played
Czech
in Europe,
Republic and Finland and
Groningen. So he's definitely played with some Canadians guys out here. Groningen in the Netherlands, the top team, Loimu in Finland, and then most recently for Praha, which is Prague, in the Czech league.
That's legit. That swing, another new guy, Jonathan Weingard. I think he actually got the touch call on that one. Yes, he did. So a point for Suriname there.
Kroydanyov here, back to serve.
Wow, that's actually a really good serve. Spinner down the line. McIntosh puts it on a plate, diving to his right, and Jeff Jendrick finishes it off. That is high-level stuff there from the United States. Set point at 24-9. Jake Haynes with the honors.
Let's see if Haynes can finish this off. A good old classic spin to win. You know, you got to love it.
Oh, did that deflect off of him?
That
yes,
touched, I heard it. And he's calling it on himself. Good on him there.
Set number 2 to the United States, 25-9, with the ace serve by Jake Haynes, and the United States leads 2-0. Pretty impressive so far.
We're seeing setter there, Lionel Mahabli of Suriname, talking to his guys, pointing to his head and be like, hey, let's play smart here. But I have to say, I know the score isn't necessarily saying it. I think they're playing not bad. I think this is a performance that they can hold their head high when leaving here tonight. Just, you know, no one knew anything about them coming into this tournament.
I completely agree. I think this is jumping in the deep end in a big way. We were hearing in the chat that Suriname won the Caribbean Championship earlier this summer, which is kind of what got them into this event. And this is a different level than most teams in the Caribbean, other than maybe like Cuba and Puerto Rico. This is a very different level than that, especially with a team like the United States, who's played most of this summer like one of the best teams on the planet. So I agree. I think Suriname has a lot to be proud of right now. They're going to continue to learn as this tournament goes on. And once kind of the bracket later on this week sorts out, there are going to be some much more competitive games.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you seeing so far from the United States as far as their focus on their side of the net and their execution level?
Their execution level is really high.
Yeah, it is.
Really, really high. Ma'a has been setting a masterpiece, and everyone is just kind of playing along behind him, right? So it's really easy to see why they're dominating, and we're still seeing why, thinking that Suriname's playing decent, because they've just been so clean. They've only made 2 hitting errors.
Wow.
Only 6 serving errors. They've been really, really clean.
Does that really say 31 for 39?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's as a team, they're hitting close to 80%.
Oh man,
that's insane. That's insane.
That is outrageous. I wonder if they keep recores for team hitting efficiency.
Yeah, I think we need to talk to Ma'a after the game. I think Ma'a is going to be coming on for sure.
I wonder if he has any idea how hot his offense is.
Yeah,
right
I have no idea, because 31 for 39 is absolutely disgusting.
Insane. That's insane.
For efficiency, they're 29 for 39.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's about 73, 74% efficiency. That's outrageous.
Yeah. Okay, so that explains why the USA has just been absolutely dominating. They have been so good. In classic volleyball fashion, we don't stat digs or we don't show people, so we have no idea how many digs, but I would assume that it's quite high for the U.S. Their blocking numbers aren't fantastic.
Two
blocks.
I'm surprised. I thought there might have been a couple more in there, but I think we've heard Micah Christensen talk about this during this training block between VNL and now, is the U.S.'s attention and focus on block defense.
Yeah.
And not the block, not the defense individually, but the synergy of the two,
yeah.
and making sure you have space covered with both. And I think, I mean, against an offense that it seemed like they've adjusted to pretty quickly in Suriname, I do think that they're doing a great job of blocking space and digging around that space.
Yeah, and I think that Suriname in general has done a really good job getting around the block.
Sure.
But that's why we've been saying Tim McIntosh's name so many times tonight, right? It's because they've been all over it defensively. So it's too bad that we're not seeing the defensive numbers, because I'm pretty sure they'd be quite high right now for the USA.
All right, we're getting ready for set number 3. Ready to go back to the main camera as Mahabali will put the ball in play here.
Nice pass there by Jashki to get us started. Nice. Right to Averill.
Like that back one run a lot. Several American middle blockers have kind of run that back one off of 2 feet over the course of time. You don't always see that. Sometimes it's off of 1. David Lee certainly comes to mind.
Ooh, classic David Lee back one.
Loved the old David Lee back one.
Great serve there by Ma on Sporkslade.
Okay. Is that a field goal?
Yeah, a little bit.
But that, I mean, that ball was hit high.
It was. Sporkslade, like, hey, if you're an agent right now or a team looking for a player, this guy right here, whew, he's quite impressive.
I'm impressed. Also, just a huge shout out to T20's Grunt in the chat, throwing us $10. We appreciate that very, very much. We'll give you a big shout out. We show you some love right back. Thank you for that. Here is Tom Jeschke. Wow, good pass. There's that slow tempo middle ball there to David Pinas. But hit out of bounds wide. The U.S. block was pretty nicely all over that. Jeschke again. Another good pass. And that one out of the back row, dug pretty nicely by Ma'a. Hands against 3 blockers, off the block and out of bounds. Nice bump set there from Tim McIntosh, and it's a 4-1 start in the 3rd set for the United States.
I mean, right now what I'm mostly noticing about the USA is how calm they're playing. They are just in complete control right now. And I almost wonder if it's due to the fact that they had nothing to prepare for from the other side of the net. And they're just going out there and playing, which is sometimes the most freeing.
I agree. That ball is off the block of Taylor Averill, but out of bounds. Kill for Zafani O'Brienberg. And everyone, you were in Quebec City last week covering the Women's NORCECA Championship. You talked to Karch Karai and Shannon Windsor of Canada and a handful of the people up there, and they had a similar sentiment. That's that they've all been training against only themselves for the past month and a half. And it's just good for a lot of them to just see other bodies on the other side of the net, other play styles, other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like refreshing to play against other people, not just your teammates.
Absolutely. And I mean, right now, the USA is just in a zone. And I suspect to see them continue that throughout the course of pool play. Once we get to the playoff matches, it might get a little bit tougher for them, but I think in pool play, they'll really handle themselves well.
Nice coverage there from Averill. Fastball to Wangatutia, good block, good coverage again. Another recycle, Averill there underneath it a 3rd time. Now Haynes absolutely destroyed. Point of the match right there.
That was like Taylor Averill's giving the golf clap. So is Coach Speraw. That was, you know what it reminds me of, those drills where you need to have 5 recycles and then you're allowed to get a kill. That was that to the tee. and it was perfectly executed.
Man, Taylor Averill had a double contact setting. He had a spatch out of bounds serving, and then he had that defensive gem where he covered like 4 balls, and Jake Haynes finished it off. That was sweet. Big time block. Haynes all over that one with Jendrick right next to him. And Everett, I want to point out something to you that I think couldn't have been more perfect for the United States. They start with Suriname, then they get Puerto Rico, then they get Cuba in that order. That is such a good schedule.
That's the benefit of being the #1 team in your pool and also the hosts, because you have to pick your schedule.
That's absolutely right. Timeout Suriname. It is 7-2 United States in the third set, looking for a sweep. So let's see. We are 46 minutes in right now. 62 minutes is the mark to beat set by Canada earlier today. Keep an eye on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Once it gets to 8:32 p.m. local, if the match is still going, then Canada will take the crown for the fastest match of the day.
I think Canada will take that crown, but
congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll see how the rest of the weekend goes. But you can tell that Suriname is a Southern Hemisphere country as you look over, and one of their guys is wearing their hoodie, and he looks mighty cold in this air-conditioned arena right now. It is chilly in this arena.
I think it feels fantastic. Suriname is in the Northern Hemisphere, for the record, but they are in South America.
Oh, they're in the Northern. Oh,
sure.
I guess they are just above the equator, but they're in that equatorial zone.
Look at that. That ball was pounded in the middle by Anthony Lee Long. That was cool. Found some space between the blockers. Oh, yeah, Ozzy, good call. Suriname is a former Dutch colony. I knew that because I was down in that area of the world earlier this year. I was on my honeymoon in Curacao, also a former Dutch colony. Dutch is a cool language that I know literally nothing about. Here is Jake Haynes, the big man out of Ohio State, another Chicago guy. I like Chicago guys, Everett, in case you weren't aware. Nice rip there. Wow, Spork Slade out of the back row.
Spork Slade. You know, I love finding NORCECA gems. The Pedro Rangels, the Henry Tapias. Spork Slade has to be my new. Kevin Spork Slade has to be my new NORCECA gem.
Kevin Rodriguez, the little setter from Puerto Rico earlier.
Yeah.
That was a fun one to watch. Oh, good leave there by Jeschke. Everett's camera dodges a bullet on that one.
If anyone remembers, Canada's Jordan Canham absolutely destroying my camera during the.
Is that at U Sports?
No, at the 2019 Can-Am, remember the Can-Am?
Oh, that Can-Am, the NCAA U Sports crossover thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jordan. We met his parents earlier today. Great people.
You met his parents.
I met his parents. You've probably known him. Nice shot there, inside the block.
You talk about Chicago guys. I talk about Ottawa guys.
Respect.
Jordan Canham, Ottawa guy, Ottawa Maverick. Might be one of the few clubs to have members on both the men's and women's teams, with Vicky Savard and Shaina Joseph on the women's team, also from the Ottawa Mavericks. So
good fun fact. I know Sports Performance Volleyball Club in Chicago has Thomas Jeschke and Jeff Jendrick here. They have Lauren Carlini on the women's side at least. I can't remember if there's any others.
Apparently, Spork Slade is loaded with injuries at the moment, and his best years are behind him.
That's too bad. He's, 29? Yeah, he must have been playing some good volleyball to get to this point. Nice find by Ma'a again. Dude, the spacing that they're able to run the middle from the United States has been really impressive, even from imperfect positions or especially long lengths.
It's very direct and very specific. Right? That was a far 31 push, and it was perfectly done.
And right between the blockers. That ball is in, right on the baseline from Zephania Breinberg.
Zavanio, who must have the best name of the tournament. That's fantastic. Just does a really good job there. I mean, I think that's one that Garrett Mongutia would want back. Not the best look as he watched that one fall in as Jeschke.
Nice shot. Very nice shot. Good set by Garrett as well.
Thomas Jeschke has been very automatic tonight,
Day after his 30th birthday. Great point in the chat. I was putting together our roster document yesterday and noticed that I came across a birthday that was September 4th, which was yesterday. I'm like, I wonder who that is. And it's Tom Jeschke turning 30. So happy birthday to him.
Jeschke is 8 for 9 so far offensively with no errors.
Not bad. That serve missed by Ma'a. It's 7 serving 11. Suriname with Sporkslade at the line. This will be a float serve, it looks like. Look how far up in the court the American receivers are.
They want to take that with their hands just like Jeschke did there. What a set.
Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. Ma'a tonight.
Look at the way the ball's coming out of his hands, dude.
So natural. Like,
beautiful.
Ma'a is, in my opinion, the second best backup setter in the world.
Okay, I want to try and guess, see if I can guess who's number 1.
If you don't know who's number 1, I'm mad.
It has to be Ricardo Spertoli.
Yes, we've spoken about this so many times.
And Matias Sanchez, pretty good as well. Overpass forced there by Jeschke.
Oh.
Yes. This is that speed that Haynes is able to hit at, even being a gigantic guy, like you said, because like speed is not his game. Like getting off the ground quick isn't his game. He just has to be there, like get his body there at the right time in the right spot, and connection between him and Ma'a look pretty good.
I'm loving how knowledgeable the Suriname fans are. They're really pumping us up with some stats here.
We really do appreciate you guys being active in the chat and teaching us about your country, and everybody watching all week. Like this is part of the great thing about streaming on YouTube is that it can be so interactive with you guys. So we appreciate that.
We even put up with Ronnie Cuban spikes, so you know we'll handle a lot as long as you're giving us info.
Nice feed from Ma'a again against the flow, and Garrett with a one-on-one bang cross court.
Thomas Nguyen, no, the VNL starters are not playing. Oh, Kenny McGraw coming in.
Kenny's
the chat.
Got it.
Look at that.
Kenny, a frequent winner of our Where's Daddy segment on the 9x9.
I almost imagine how much fun Where's Daddy would be within a game.
Oh, dude, we got to like get a cut out of him and place him in the arena somewhere. Ace serve, Thomas Jeschke. Right on the baseline. This might be one of the most efficient matches in history from Tom Jeschke right now. 8 for 9, a block and an ace.
Oh, no, he's going to be 9 for 10 now. Remember, we're behind on the stats because we're watching it happen.
I know, that was a serve, not a swing. I think that'll be up to, what, 11 points? Oh, is that another one? Oh, just wide. The sideline line judge called it out of bounds wide, and Tom gave him a good long look after that one. Question about how the games earlier today. Might as well recap them. Canada very convincingly beat the Dominican Republic 3-0. Then Cuba similarly beat Puerto Rico 3-0.
Show some respect.
Canada's was done in 62
minutes.
Yeah, Canada's was extremely convincing. Mexico has the day off today. I believe it is the Dominican Republic that has the day off tomorrow, and then Canada has the day off on Thursday. Good block touch there by Jendrick. And he gets the ball in transition as a reward. It's dug, though, right on top of the net, where big Jake Haynes is waiting.
You know what? I feel bad for Suriname that they're starting off against the U.S. because that's like running up against a brick wall. However, I hope that they can take this momentum and bring it into the next games, because I think that this is once earlier, as we talked about earlier, the Dominican coach saying that there was 3 tiers. I really believe there's 2.
I agree.
Like there's Suriname is definitely not outclassed at this. I was expecting them to be outclassed, but everything we've seen so far and everything we've seen today is that this team is here to play just the same as any of the other ones, and I absolutely love that.
So Suriname will take on Cuba tomorrow in the early game. A quick turnaround for them. That's a tough draw. But then they get Puerto Rico. And then they get, and then it'll depend. They might have a day off, or they might play a quarterfinal game. But like, by the end of this tournament, Suriname will be playing really, really competitive matches against teams like Mexico, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. And I expect them to show out well. I really do. They said in their pre-tournament that they're hoping to win a set. I think they may win a match. I don't think it's out of the question for them to win a match. Look at that! Look at that set. One-handed scoop, and he gets the recycle.
Nice.
Ooh, good block touch, though, by Haynes. Now a great chance for the United States.
Oh,
Jendrik with a gnarly angle.
That was gross.
That was pretty.
Gustavo de Oliveira in the chat real quick. Yeah, you're not wrong. Tony Oti has to be among the best backup setters in the world right
I suppose
now.
that's a
But
yeah,
I still don't really see him as a backup. You know, like it's less black and white as compared to a Micah and a Micah.
Fair enough. Ooh, the true float serve from Averill that time. Actually, really nasty. That thing dove off a cliff for an ace.
Blue.
We're gonna go ahead and call that an ace, regardless.
Yeah. So is Rob Sparrow.
Thanks, Rob Sparrow. Shoutouts to him, the in-arena voice of this event.
I would fully disagree that the USA isn't trying because they are super duper efficient at the moment. 42 for 53.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing unbelievable. They're putting on one of the great statistical clinics I honestly have ever seen in a volleyball game. But you don't do that without trying to execute it.
With everything else that Taylor Averill's done tonight, I'd love to put together an Averill lowlights.
Me too. He would love it too. You know that he would share it on social.
I would collaborate with him.
Collaborate with him.
We need someone in the chat to stitch that together for us.
Ooh, off speed from Jake Haynes.
I thought they got it out.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a time ever where two players go to pancake a ball and it doesn't hit the floor somewhere. 20-9 is the United States lead. Jake Haynes with a chance to finish it out in style here these last couple points, but not this time. Suriname to double digits.
Maxwick, do it. Do it.
Yeah, the world needs more volleyball YouTube channels that are not Titans Volleyball and Power Volleyball.
Tuaniga is not here. He was not selected. And with how good Ma'a is setting, you can kind of see why.
Yeah, Ma'a's playing great. That ball served out of bounds. The United States is 4 points away. Shoutouts to Holly Wong, one of the great volleyball content creators anywhere on the internet. Follow her on TikTok, Instagram. She's fantastic.
I would love to, I think that I'm pretty good at shooting volleyball.
She's tremendous.
She is absolutely, she's very, very good.
Met her earlier this year at a VLA event in Long Beach. She was taking great content for us there. She's awesome. Ooh, good play, Tom. He falls down, can't have a swing, but Haynes can, and he puts it away. A really nice scramble there from the United States.
Jonathan Chen, honestly, shout out to Suriname.
I agree.
They've really showed up for this match.
I had no idea what to expect. Everett didn't know. John Sparraw didn't know what to expect. But I'm a Suriname fan after seeing what they've got in this match.
Gemini, don't do 5-1 dirty like that. I know exactly what you're talking about in the chat. The dude is working for the NBA right now, and he's going to come back to volleyball one day. Just you wait. He'll help change the game as Garrett Mauzutia serves the ace. You know what, Rob? I may be wrong, but I've never seen one return an ace.
Well said. Can't say I have either. It is 23-10. Garrett Mauzutia and the United States are on the doorstep of a sweep to open the NORCECA Championship. And we're going to talk to one of the players after this. That is a gigantic block by Jeff Jendrik.
Who should we talk to after that?
I would either Ma'a or Tim McIntosh.
I think we go with Ma'a. Maybe, yeah, if you want to go get Timmy Mac.
I think we should get both of them. I think it would be fun to chat with both of them.
At the same time, or?
Sure. Or separately, I don't care.
Yeah, we only have one other headset.
That's true. Match point USA. There's a dig from McIntosh right on cue. Haynes for the match. Pretty good dig.
Not ready to go home yet.
Not yet.
Oh, look at that play from Micah Ma'a. Let's go.
I was hoping we were going to see him do something like that.
What a way to finish the match.
The kid's an electric athlete. He's got a scorer's mindset, and he puts the finishing touches on a sweep victory for the United States. 3-0. The United States over Suriname to finish out day one here from Charleston, West Virginia at the NORCECA Championship. 25-14, 25-9, 25-10 the final score. Congratulations to both teams, a good performance from both. It is the United States that start the tournament with a win.
honestly, big ups, though, to Suriname. I really can't say it enough. I really can't say it enough.
And we're not just, like, gassing them up to be good sports. I'm, like, legitimately impressed by the level that they just played at.
It's frustrating to me that a country like Suriname can come here and put up a good team and compete when, you know, there's no Trinidad, no Jamaica, no Guatemala or Costa Rica, countries that are actually from our zone. I guess Suriname must be if they're here competing. And I would love to see a full NORCECA competition with a full roster, because I love seeing these other teams, and I think they should get a good chance to compete here as the team claps to the dozens of fans in attendance.
It'll be better by the weekend. I'm optimistic.
I think so too. Actually, we're talking to Mark Pavlik, the head coach of Penn State. Looks like they've got a bus coming down from State College in Pennsylvania there to come watch this. So if you guys are in the area, like, I didn't realize how dense this the whole Northeast is. Like,
oh yeah. Drive through a lot of areas with a lot of people that are not that far away of a drive from Charleston, West Virginia. So get your bodies here. Come say hey to us.
Oh, that was actually the quickest match today.
Oh, it got done in 61 minutes. It just beat out Canada.
It definitely not, because this has been
faster.
It was faster than that. That may be an hour and shower. That may be a 59-minute, or maybe even a 58.
I think that might actually be an hour and a shower.
It's not going to beat It's not going to beat
Costa Rica women's game
last week, but it's quite up there. Do you want to go see if you can snag Ma'a?
Absolutely. Everett, hold it down over here.
I'm gonna hold things down. Yeah, 60-minute game. That was a quick one. Do we have any other questions in the chat, guys? Let us know. We appreciate you guys all tuning in and watching here. 2023 NORCECA Men's Continental Championships from West Virginia. And, like, look at that. All of the Suriname players, not all of them, but a few of the Suriname players are lining up to take pictures with Micah Ma'a. Must be quite the experience for these Surmise. Hit me in the chat how I say that. Oh, you beat Trinidad and Jamaica. Okay, let's go. And then I guess Guatemala would have won, because Guatemala was supposed to be here and they pulled out. I guess Guatemala would have been in the other one. Good job. Let's go. Okay, well, bear with us for a moment here as we get the headset set up for Micah Ma'a. We'll do a quick post-game recap here. All right.
Ooh, that audio. So clear.
Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
All right.
Wow.
There we go.
Sounds really nice.
Perfect. All right, guys, here we are with Micah Ma'a, Team USA, after they beat Suriname 3-0. And Micah, I'm not sure if you can see these stats over here. You guys went 45 for 57 today.
Okay.
That's
pretty good.
That's not bad.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty
good
damn
passing
good.
And good hitting is what that is.
That's insane
exactly
efficiency. I also think that it's good setting, dude. The last game that we saw you play in person was earlier this summer in Ottawa against Brazil. Yeah, Brazil game. Tough game. There was a lot of interesting stuff that came out of that one. That Jake Haynes serve that was in but not in. Like, we talked about it at the time. But Everett and I were talking during the game that the offense that you set just now, regardless of opponent, looked so much cleaner than that one even just like a month ago.
For sure. More comfortable for sure. It's been nice to be in the gym with guys, establish connections a little bit. Put in a little bit more time because I've been gone for the past 2 summers.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it's just gonna improve and can dial it in with some guys. We're still working on some things, but hopefully time will tell and we can get some work in.
So when you play a team like Suriname, who you know literally nothing about, and we didn't know anything about them either. I actually was really impressed by the game that they just played. How do you prepare for a game when you know nothing about your opponent? You don't even have any video, according to Coach Farah.
Yeah, you just got to take care of your side of the ball or your side of the net. Do the things that you can, and then hopefully after a while you can start to dial in on some things that they like to do. But we knew coming in it was just going to be about our side of the net and taking care of reception, taking care of service, the first touches, and then we know that we can make some plays in offense and defense that are pretty special. We got guys that can do some special things, so it's pretty much about the focus and our side of the net until you get eyes on them.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, you talked about, getting comfortable with the guys, but Jayski went 8 for 9 tonight and was just unreal.
Yeah.
Has that connection kind of been fostering, especially since you've been playing with him since February, like in Turkey?
100%. Yeah. Just having him on the court in the beginning of the summer was really nice. It was like a little comfort area for me. And so, and I haven't gotten to play with him. In Brazil, he wasn't on the court.
Right.
And he was kind of the one guy I had an established connection with. And so in practice, it's been really nice to have him. And then to have him out there now with me it's always a nice little area that I can depend on. And if things aren't going too well, I can kind of go there for a little bit and then find my footing and go other places as well. But hopefully as the summer goes on or as the years go on, it can be that way with everyone.
So Everett, you've played a lot of positions.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen you play outside hitter in VNL, for God's sake. You have an attacker's mindset because you've done it. You know what it takes to be an attacker.
Won the game with it tonight.
You won the game with it just tonight. We were wondering if you were going to spike a ball, but you told me on the way up here that spike to win the match was a little bit by necessity. Tell us what happened.
No, I had a calf cramp. Actually on the set before that where I set Haynes. And that's why I kind of hung in the back. I was like, please put this away. He didn't put it away, but it wasn't on him. It was a good defense.
It was good defensive play.
And so I came back over and I was like, all right, here we go. And then I jumped for the last one. That's why I went off one. Because my other calf cramped, and I jumped off one. I was like, I just got to hit this, get in a good spot, and then try and reset, or hopefully
go get some ice.
We're done. Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
you could have come in here and be like, no, I wanted to finish the game on my terms. I wanted to put it away from me. Instead, you gave us the real.
You got to be honest.
So one thing I'm sure fans at home want to know, last year you took the year off from the national team. What was the decision to come back and spend another summer with Team USA?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the group of guys was really encouraging. A few of them reached out to me, the coaching staff had reached out to me after, actually during the season and then kind of towards the latter part of my season overseas. And so a lot of it, credit to them, was like encouraging me to come back. And yeah, I was excited about it. I'm stoked I did. It's been a really good summer. Just trying to learn. I think Micah is the best setter in the world right now.
Yes, he is.
And so being in the gym with him and a guy like Javier Weber that people might not be familiar with. But
we pump Javier Weber on everything that we do as much as we can because that guy is a legend.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the greatest minds in volleyball for sure. No doubt, if not one of the best. If not the best. And so to be in the gym with him and Micah was just too hard to lay off as well. So I was like, I can go in there, learn from the greats, and hopefully try and get better, and then help the team if necessary, or help them in any way I can. That was kind of the mindset coming in.
Well, mission accomplished. That was a very fun match. We're super excited about this tournament.
Thanks,
I mean,
boys.
Ton of good volleyball to come this week. Expect the crowds to get a little bit better, but our crowd online is sick, and they love watching you guys.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, everyone loves you.
Thank you guys for doing this.
It was our absolute pleasure.
And the
you got anyone you want to shout out? Anyone you say hi to at home or anything like that?
Too many people. Everyone at home, family, friends, Zana.
Shout out to Zana. I saw her last week in Chicago.
Everyone in Hawaii, Maui.
Totally.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, but Maui is definitely one of them as well. So, yeah, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I remember that.
Awesome. Dude, well, thanks a lot for coming to chat.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for doing this, guys. Rob,
thanks, bud.
Always good to see you.
Great to see you too, bro.
Always good to see you.
Gonna be a fun rest of the week.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate
Micah,
you guys.
can you do me a huge favor?
What's up?
Go get my boy Tim McIntosh and ask him if he wants to come up
McIntosh is
here.
on the way, guys. Hold him tight for Timmy McIntosh.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Michael. Man, love to see Micah sling the ball tonight.
Oh, dude.
He was fantastic. He was really good.
Humble guy, but I mean, when you see what were those offensive numbers again?
Those are crazy.
Like 45 for 57. Like when you see that, like there is no other person to point to for that success than the setter. Like he was straight up slinging it.
Yeah, he was quite phenomenal. Yeah, there we go. After his first senior A cap. Oh, looks like BJ was having the same mindset. BJ Evans, who's the communications director for USAV, just snuck in and stole our interview. Let's just take this moment. I wish I could slander BJ Evans, but she's a legend, and like I remember listening to before I had ever worked for Volleyball Canada, before I was part of Volleyball Source, anything like that, I was listening to the Net Live. Someone was wearing a Net Live shirt today, actually.
Really? Dude,
yeah.
Shout out to the Net Live. Kevin Barnett, a legend.
Oh, yeah. Barnett, a legend. DJ Roche. Reed Pretty. all those guys. And I remember them talking about BJ Evans back then, and then getting to meet her and stuff like that. So,
Timmy, come on in, buddy. Yes, my friend, welcome.
How's it going?
Dude, it is so good to see you in this jersey right here. How good does it feel to wear this jersey right here?
It's been a long time coming. I've been working really hard, and I feel as though I've earned this number and I've earned this jersey, and it's great. It's a great feeling to be able to represent my country and play with a bunch of Olympians and just volleyball guys that have been doing it forever, and it's an honor. It's truly an honor and a privilege.
Yeah, Everett, by the way, I don't know if we've met. Very impressed by you tonight.
Thank you.
I was saying that we were talking about how Suriname was doing a pretty good job at avoiding the block, but that's why we were saying your name so much, because you kept on picking up some digs. Yeah. Was this something that you were expecting? You know, D'Agostino was the backup libero for VNL. You know, I know he was in the gym just from seeing clips, but you know, I know Rob was, as soon as he saw your name on the roster, he was telling me about you. So was this something that you were expecting at the beginning of the summer, or?
Yeah, no. So I went into this summer. I was the 4th libero for VNL, so I wasn't on the roster or anything. I was training every day with these guys, and as the summer progressed, I ended up training with the Pan Am group, and I went to Pan Am, and we placed 5th there, which was not the best finish, but it was a finish. And then I came back and had a couple days of training with this group, and I had no shot, where I thought I had no shot of being chosen for this roster, and then my coach Spara was like, "You're going." And
what was that like?
My jaw dropped. It took a couple days for me to come to realization that I'm actually going to be here, and then from there I kind of accepted it, and now I'm here.
Unbelievable. That is just so awesome. Tell the people a little bit about the path that took you to the national team, to the Senior A national team, from Florida to Sacred Heart to the Northeast Force, like what, to Austria. Like, tell us your path. Like, tell us your story a little bit.
Well, so I grew up in Florida. I played a little bit of volleyball there. I started when I was 18 years old. So I had
isn't that ridiculous?
It was pretty wild. I emailed just about everybody in the country to see if I could find a spot on somebody's roster in college. I only got
like no tape. Like, here's my 1 year
no
of
tape. I got one highlight, and it was awful. I've deleted it from YouTube.
We need to find that.
I might have to put it back on YouTube just to see how far.
You've got a YouTube channel, you know.
I do have a YouTube channel.
I've seen it.
YouTube channel.
I've seen it.
McIntosh.
Yeah.
You guys go like, comment, subscribe. I just posted a new vlog today, actually, of our Pan Am trip in Mexico.
Gotta follow this man.
For sure. So went to college at Alderson Broaddus University, which is actually here in West Virginia.
That's
so
right.
I'm pretty familiar with the West Virginia area. Loved it. But I wasn't getting any better at volleyball, I didn't think. So I transferred to Sacred Heart. I got lucky because Josh Eisenberg, the libero before me, was graduating, and the coach really liked what he saw when we played them at their place. So he offered me a spot on their roster, and then he left, and then I was kind of coachless for a little bit. But I spent the next 3 seasons at Sacred Heart, where I was a 2-time all-conference player, and then the rest is pretty much history. I graduated from Sacred Heart. I was a year out of college and didn't have a contract overseas, so I decided to stay in the area. And my friend Garrett Minyard,
big shout outs to Garrett from Northeast Volleyball Club.
Shout out to Garrett. Love Garrett and Kat and all of them.
Yep.
They started a men's professional team, Northeast Force. So I played with them for it was
about a year and a season and a half-ish.
Yeah, it was like a season and a half.
Yeah.
And then I came to California for like a trial run with the national team. They really liked what they saw. So I got called up to the summer. I didn't make a roster my first summer, but I did end up landing a contract in Austria for Hippo Tirol, where Eric played his first season, or not first season, a couple seasons. But Eric played there prior, so the coach was pretty interested in having an American libero that's also having some national team looks. So I did really well there. We won our league and we won the cup, and now we're going to be playing Champions League coming up this next season.
You're going back, right?
I am going back for another season.
I really hope I get to call one of your Champions League games. That would be awesome.
That would be pretty sick. We have to make it through qualifications, of course.
Right.
Yeah, that's my spiel.
Now, all of a sudden, here digging balls in the NORCECA Championship. That was incredible, dude. I think the first play that you made was a block cover there and like the short position 4 corner on the near side. I don't exactly remember the situation, but as soon as it happened, I'm like, Everett. He did it. He did the thing. Well, I'm excited to go back and watch some of this stuff. You're going to have some good tape from us. I'll tell you that much.
Awesome. I love that.
A lot of good sound bites to go over over any clips and highlights. We plugged your YouTube there in the chat, so
awesome.
Maybe you hopefully get some more.
We put the link. Very nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
We got Holly Wong in there watching.
Hey, Holly.
We got some great people watching the games.
We love Holly.
We shouted her out as well. She is incredible.
I actually got excited because she made a post like almost. I thought she was alluding that she was heading to West Virginia. I was like, "Are you going? I'd love to meet you."
Yeah.
So
she's really good at what she does. All right,
she's fantastic.
Anybody to shout out? Anyone to talk to at home? There's probably a good number of people watching.
Hi, Mom. I love you. Thank you for supporting me through my career so far. It's been tough, but we're here. We made it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. It was fun. It was fun getting to watch your first senior A start. It was pretty awesome.
I appreciate it.
Great to see you, buddy. Congratulations. It's going to be a good rest of the week.
For sure.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And I hope to do another one of these later this week. That would be great.
Awesome.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Nice, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up from day one here at the NORCECA Continental Championships. Rob, what's your overall thoughts and takes after first day?
9 sets up, 9 sets down. No huge surprises. The 3 VNL teams looked like VNL teams.
Yes, they absolutely
did. The teams with real international experience looked like they had real international experience, and they played like it. And it was kind of what we expect in a tournament like this, where there are going to be some lopsided games, and then every day here after that, the games will get better and better and tighter and tighter. And which is honestly kind of great because there's some things that we're working through on the broadcast. We're going to do more coverage, more content. It was a very good, successful day one overall for everybody, including us.
Yeah. Real quick for our Surinamese, hit me in the chat how I said that.
What a pro, Everett. I assume he's just trying to thank you guys.
No, what I was trying to say is that tomorrow we're going to get a player from Suriname to come interview. They left too early for us to get an interview with them, so we promised tomorrow maybe Kevin Sporkslade or one of the other guys, but we promise we'll get an interview with one of the Surinamese players tomorrow, especially after what we saw tonight. Very impressed by that.
And we'll put it here right on the YouTube channel. So no post-game show tonight.
No.
What we're going to do is come back tomorrow. So we had the 1:30 slot this afternoon for like the tournament preview. I think we'll probably do that again. We'll talk a little bit more about today's matches, and then we'll preview tomorrow's matches tomorrow before game one.
Yeah.
And real quick, tomorrow's games, we've got Suriname versus Cuba, then Canada versus Mexico, then Puerto Rico versus the United States.
Great. Excited. Let's go.
Thanks for watching, people. It's been a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow right back here from Charleston, West Virginia.
Day one. Done. Peace.